Hello everyone. Today I'm going to install Zimbra Mail Server. Zimbra Mail Server is a collaborative software suite that includes an email server and web clients. And for prerequisites of Zimbra Mail Server is minimal CentOS OS 7, 8 GB RAM, at least 5 GB free space, and fully qualified domain name. In my case, it's maillinuxtg.com. After updating the system, we are going to set the host name to maillinuxtg.com. After that, we are going to open etc hosts document and edit something in it by adding the server IP address and the name of the host name in the hosts document. After configuring the host name, verify the configure your domain, following by configuring the mx.linuxtg.com also. After that, we are going to run this command to install Zimbra. Then we are going to create a folder by the name Zimbra. After that, we are going to use wget to download Zimbra package. Extract the download tgz file off using the punch. Go to extracted file and run the install script. Press yes to agree. Press yes to configure Zimbra repository. And then select all Zimbra components to install them. As we see, there is no password, so press 7 and then 4 to set a password. After setting a password, we can see it's set. Then press R and exit the installation. Open the ports in the firewall in case OS firewall is running on your server. And now open the browser and write down the IP address followed by the port 7071 to open the administrator interface, and by entering the host name and the password you set, you can log in as an administrator to Zimbra application. And this is the first interface that you see in the administrator interface. And first of all, we can go home for the menu and we can create a configuration, a basic configuration for the system, or we can add a domain and add a new account or new user for Zimbra by doing these features. And this is how we can play around in Zimbra. And now with HA proxy is a free, very fast and reliable solution offering high availability load balancing and proxying for TCP and HTTP based on IP addresses. First of all, we are going to install HA proxy, and after that we are restarting the server and now editing this file by adding the name of server 1 and its IP address and server 2 and its IP addresses and founded first balance and its component and listening status and its component. And after that we are going to check if the file configuration is valid or not, and by entering the server 1 host file and adding its IP address and its name. Also we are going to do the same steps for server 2. After that we are going to enter the host name server 1 in the file host name, and after all we are going to check if host name is server 1 or we will implement it to the server 1 or server 2 as you wish. To ensure that our work is worked, we are going to enter the IP address in the browser following by 9000 port, and we will see that both of the server are running in the same time. And now I am going to configure a high availability for MySQL database in PrestaShop. So let's start by editing MySQL configure document by adding this line into the document and setting the IP address for the server itself. After saving the document, we are going to restart MySQL. After that, we are going to configure MySQL by adding a username and password for it. In my case, username is Adel and password is root. And for showing master states, we will show you the table below. Then we are going to go for server 2 and implement this information into it as we did in the server 1. And then we are going to configure the information in MySQL for server 2, and after that we can add database like demo and Adel as we see in the picture. Demo in the first and Adel's the second database. So by going to the other server we can see that Adel and demo are here also. So any change going to happen in server 1, it will happen in server 2, and the opposite is right. And now we are going to set up HA proxy HTTP load balancer for Zimbra server on CentOS OS. We are in the first going to compiling PHA proxy with other packages, and then we are going to download HA proxy for version 1.8 and then we are going to extract the file and enter to the file HA proxy 1.8.13 and list the files and make something and then install it. And as we see here, we will copy some files and change the permission, and after that make some directory and make a status. After that we are going to create a symbolic link and a username, and then we are going to set the IP addresses for the both servers, and then we are going to restart HA proxy to make sure it's working fine. After all, we are going to open browser and entering the IP address to see this. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for your time.